You're watching the Battered Fans Network.
The Herons are champs. Yeah. Roll south to Freedom Park, rocking pink and black. Official tissue in the 305, bounty full of greats. The Battered Fan with Chris and Dan dropping hot takes. Messi and the Herons start the season with a star on the crest, so 29 fan bases can cry, cause we the best. Sign homegrowns like Noah, Frey and Ruiz, replacing goats with greats. Yeah, Miles got the cheese and he called it. Freedom to dream was the backbone. From Lockhart to Miami, it feels good to be at home. Multiple times a week on YouTube and audio. Take the time to subscribe, like and share the show. So check and chat, grab your MLS cup and coming. No question about it, I'm ready to get a star again.
No question about it, I am ready to get hurt again.
Chris? The Herons are eliminated. Welcome, everybody, to episode number 508 of the Better Herons Podcast. I am your host, Dan Garana, alongside me, as always, Mr. KBD. How are you doing, sir?
Even the dog is barking. Somebody had posted up something, and I can't find the comments, said we made a long run in the CCC.
Solid 2 games.
I have my daughter here doing the L dance, and even my daughter from college. You want to come say hi? You want to say hi, Danny?
Hey, Danny.
Hey, what up?
Yeah, sure.
You want to talk about how terrible we were in the game?
Well, I been knew that y'all might have lost, like that y'all were gonna lose, but no one listens to me. So I mean,
She thinks Messi's a hologram.
he is a hologram.
Yeah, no, it's I don't even know. I can't even defend it, Kristen. I can't even defend it. As Chris would say, the Herons are cooked. Shout out to
Sucks 001 said the Herons are fucked. That's funny.
Not fucked. Hello, language.
Oh, sorry. Is there no cursing allowed?
No, there's cursing allowed.
Oh, so then
But like, you're not allowed.
why not?
Okay, Kristen.
Well,
Am I done?
Yeah, you're done.
You're done. Okay.
You're done.
All right. Bye, chat.
thanks, Kristen. I don't know where you want to start, Chris. I mean, not that it's an excuse, but I've always hated that away goal crap. I was glad when they did away with it in Europe. I've been saying it forever. I don't know why they still have it here. And look, you can literally not lose and get eliminated anyway, which really sucks.
I don't want to blame that, because the coaching staff and everybody knew what the deal was. Like, it's not like this is something surprising. Shout out to Big TV, Nashville. Oh, boys. Bang! Bang! And then we have CJC with the $2 Super Slam. Says, sell Berte, Mash, and Regilon to the Chinese. My goodness.
Yeah. Well, look.
Welcome
Shout
back,
out to Rick A. Shout out to Rick A. He said, empty possessions, no rhythm, absolutely zero creativity, lackluster defense, no urgency. Wow. I disagree. I thought the defense was great today. I thought the defense was playing very well today.
I thought that the defense was good, and I thought Lujan played fantastic.
Yeah. Noah Allen, I thought did a good defensive job once he came in. I thought defensively we were good.
And what a way to get a 900th goal, right? Get the goal, get eliminated. For the one tournament that we loaded up to play.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Berterame at this point is literally useless. Worthless, useless. Stayed on the pitch 90 plus minutes. We spent what, $17,000 on this ass hat?
17 mil.
$17 million, 0 goals so far, blew it in the first 3 minutes. And let me tell you something, that goal that was scored on us, I don't know if you want to go through goals breakdown. There's only 2 goals in this game. I have big opinions about that goal that was scored on us.
Okay. Well, I will tell you, I think the difference in the game was Region getting injured. Region was solid down that left side. We were dangerous in the first half down that left side. He went down, and I thought Noah Allen played a great game defensively. But in the attack, we no longer had anything down that left side. Now, Silvetti didn't start, which I tweeted out. Why would Silvetti not start? Why would you put Allende over Silvetti again? I thought it was dumb. But when I saw Region as starting and the way he was contributing on the left side, I said, okay, at least we still have some attack down the left side. Because that was the issue in Nashville. We had nothing down the left side. But we had Region. Okay, so we didn't have Silvetti, but Region is contributing on that left side. He's playing those balls into Messi, which he got an assist on. I was like, all right, we're good. Once he went down, that left side became non-existent. Noah Allen, I'm a Noah Allen fan. Defensively, I thought he did a good job, but that's it. Our attack went to hell down that left side, and the game completely changed. Then what happened was we were like, all right, well, we're winning 1-0. We're just going to invite you guys. Like, if you guys don't want to press us, we're just going to pass the ball horizontally, and we'll just keep playing it until you guys come and bring some of your defenders up, or some of your attackers, I guess, technically up. And then we'll try to play the ball over or direct vertically. And that's basically what they did. They played way too patient because Region was out. So they're like, whatever. You have to bring the game to us because right now we're at the advantage. But the problem was that you're up 1-0, but technically all they need to do is score one goal and you're eliminated.
Yes.
But I absolutely think that the game changed once Region went out.
And you're talking about playing with fire, because it's not like you're dealing with like a team that has one dangerous player up top. There's a turnover. It's a quick turn, and you got 2 to 3 dangerous players waiting at the end of it. We got Adam DC, Danny, with a super slam here. Bang! Bang! Says Inter Miami has Leagues Cup, MLS to focus on now. I don't want to talk about that stuff, Adam. I get it. Yes, we focus on the next thing. Another tournament. Another trophy. But this, and then we got another super slam here from Ashton Malcolm. Shout out to the $2 super slammer. Bete and I have the same amount of goals. $2
was Allende also, no?
Well invested. Yes. Same amount of goals as Allende.
Well, let me say a couple things. I watched the game much like I did last week while I was in my class, so I didn't get to really focus in. So I can't give you guys like I don't know. I was trying to pay attention as best I could. But I will tell you that we had a show probably 2 months, maybe a month and a half ago, 2 months ago. And I remember when we did the show, everybody's like, oh, what kind of clickbaity show is this? This kind of garbage you guys are putting out. You guys just talking crap. And it was a show that we literally did about the worries that we had, because everybody's like, well, this is the greatest roster ever assembled in MLS history. And we did a show where we're like, not so fast. Like, we don't know. We don't know how good St. Clair really is when he doesn't have that low block in front of him. We don't know if Allende can keep this up. Berterame, like, do you really trust him? Silvetti, he balled out for 6 games, but do you really trust him? Ayala, we don't know what he gives us. Mura and Region is an injury prone. That's why we got him. That's all we get, right? When we get big names, we get to make sure that they're injury prone. He showed off again today. Like, I felt like everybody got ahead of themselves really quickly. And then people thought that we were gas bagging when we were like, well, not so fast. And here we are.
I mean, the proof's in the pudding. You got 6'7" Silvetti. Wasn't starting.
You gotta resign him. You gotta resign him. Are you kidding me? Allende? How are you not gonna resign him? He's a legend.
And then on top of that, you have all the people that in the MLS that know nothing about Inter Miami that are like, oh my gosh, Allende is the second coming of Jesus H. Christ. Hold your horses, pal. CJC with a $2 super slam here, Danny. Says, keep away FC, baby. Mash reinventing the wheel, which was absolute dog shit.
Well, Berterame missed a huge opportunity early in the game.
Well, are we gonna run down, or are we just gonna flop all over the place?
I'm probably gonna flop all over the place. One thing, but let me say this before I forget, because I wanted to mention it. When I was looking at the stadium, I did notice that they didn't have the Lego seats anymore.
Yes, they took them away. Yes.
And I was like, oh man, that would have been so cool to be there, just to kind of get that old school feel to that stadium when you're like walking by and you can see the game as you're walking
Yes.
around the corner. I thought that was really cool when I was watching that, but it rained a lot.
Yes, it did. That was for those of you that went to the game today. Bless your hearts, because to experience Dry Pink, Chase Stadium, Lockhart, Inter Miami Park, that last time in 90% of your time being in the rain, bless your hearts. And King C has a comment here that I love. This season is already a failure. The main goal was CCC. The owners talk so much about this tournament, and we're already out. Danny and I spoke about this earlier today.
And we talked about it when he first said it. And I said, I don't like it. I said, I like the mindset, but I don't like that he's publicly saying it, because now you got pie in your face. I said, there's a chance that a month in, less than a month in, all of a sudden you're like, wow, the season's technically a failure, and it's not even a full month in. And here we are, March 18th, less than a month into the season. And everybody's like, wow, that's it. The season is a failure. No matter what you do, MLS Cup, whatever it is, the main goal, they made it very clear. We're going to fucking throw away a DP spot. We only get 3 of these, and we're going to throw one away
just for
on
CCC.
A random ass Liga MX player that's a poacher, just because we need to make sure that we play well in the CCC. So we need to make sure we have 3 DPs. Doesn't matter the quality, as long as he is somewhat decent, we need to get that. And it was dumb. I said it was dumb. I thought it was short-sighted. And then I said, hopefully he proves me wrong. Maybe he will, but too little too late, because the reason we sped the process up, and they can go ahead and say later that they did it, bullshit. You know why they did it. They did it for this fucking tournament, and they shit the bed. And here we are. Here we are with this guy that we are now. We paid 17 million for this guy. He is now our 3rd DP. You only get 3 of these. And I told you, what if we don't win it? We're stuck with this guy for another year or 2. Now, again, maybe he'll end up having a great run later on in the season. But the whole point was this run.
Right now.
He didn't do it. And he had his chance. Today he had a clear chance. And
2
he
chances.
couldn't do it. So
now, there's a super slam here by Vamos IMCF.
Shout out to Vamos IMCF.
Says, at least we have you guys, because we have nothing else to look forward to this year with this team.
I appreciate that.
It is appreciated.
But Danny, is Berterame the reason why we're out of the CCC? No, he's not the reason, but he is the reason that we now have no open DP spots, and the CCC
can't get anybody
is
in
the
the
reason
summer.
that we got him. The summer is after the World Cup. Is when I said you're not gonna have any big names coming during this window, so Miami won't get anybody. That's what I said. I was wrong, obviously. I said, we're not getting any big names right now because the big names are coming in the summer. So they're going to hold that.
Stop the spamming.
Spot. We're going to open that open DP spot. We're going to wait for the summer, and we're going to get somebody good. And they didn't wait. And now guess what? We have this scrub for another year or 2. Maybe he'll turn it around. But in the summer, when you see names like Griezmann, Lewandowski, and all these names coming over to the MLS, guess what? We got better.
We're not gonna be a part of that with our $17,000 bank account.
Million.
No, I'm talking about that's how much we have left in money, period.
Oh, yeah.
Like $17,000. Alex Marasovich, trying to bring reason to the season, says a second star is something to look forward to. Yes. I mean, yeah, I get it.
That's December 18th.
Again,
we're on March 18th. This is literally 9 months away. Like to the day, we're 9 months away from the MLS Cup final. The goal was, hey, CCC. And you know what? If they would have made it to the final, I think people would have been like, well, okay. You know what? This is the shortest run they've had in Champions Cup since they've made it with Messi.
There's a super slam here by Gene Rome. Shout out to Gina Rome. Says, We had a very good memory at the MLS Cup final in that stadium, but now that memory is ruined. 1,000%. 1,000%. You know what it is that we won the MLS Cup in this stadium?
And now this is the last memory there.
Yes. And then Simon Mendezian says, for a moment, Regilon looked like Alba's heir. Injury hurt. Allende sucks. Back to old ways. First half miss. Only Messi and DePaul push forward.
And DePaul had some nice balls into the final third. Allende serves no fucking purpose.
I mean,
like he serves no purpose. And now I'm mad. If my brother's watching, I'm mad at you. My brother's like, we have to re-sign him. No, did you not see what he did in the playoffs?
But that's because he met him at Dick's Sporting Goods.
Oh my god! Like I am so mad at everybody that was like, no, how are we not going to re-sign him? Now, and to be fair, I said as long as he's not a DP, whatever, we'll roll the dice. But I wasn't excited about it. I didn't want him. I was kind of glad that we were going to leave, that he was gone. I was like, oh, you know what? He ended on a good note. Leave on a good note. I'm really frustrated that he came back. And now Allende and Berterame, we're cooking. We're cooking. Can you imagine the tandem of Berterame and Allende for a full season? I am so excited.
Ooh.
How many games have we played so far this season? This year? Is this our 6th game?
Yes.
6 games. We have 6 games.
Yes.
6
Wait,
games.
no,
That's
hold
12
on.
halves.
Is it 4? Oh, well, it's okay. Hold on.
6 games.
Let me look up.
We've played 6 games, right? 4 regular season and 2 against Nashville.
Yeah, 4 regular season. Yes,
That's 12 halves. We've scored in 3 out of those 12 halves. We have 9 scoreless halves. But don't worry. I'm sure Berterame and Allende will figure this thing out. And I'm loving Silvetti on the bench. Probably our best player in the front 3 outside of Messi. But hey, let's save his young legs. Don't want him to get tired.
So, Danny, here, am I overreacting here? Daniel Young with the 499 Super Slam.
Shout out to Daniel.
You still think Miami can perform on the baseball field this Sunday? Listen, who cares about this Saturday? I mean, this Sunday.
Maybe they'll go. I wouldn't be surprised if all of a sudden, well, maybe they'll like play the second half. I wouldn't expect them to play a 490 after today.
Everybody's
they're ready for the international break to go play with their countries. This Messi was focusing on the World Cup and Champions Cup. Champions Cup is no more. He knows that the MLS Cup, you worry about that after the World Cup because all you got to do is make the playoffs. I'm not surprised if he just rotates the roster on Saturday in New York. Like they're not worried anymore. Like they have to be so down because that's it. This was it.
Well, I don't know if you want to run down the game how we typically run it, and it's on Sunday. The game is at 1:00. Yeah, Sunday at 1:00. True baseball fashion. You have a 1:00 game in a baseball pitch. You know, you get the 1:00 games that just like odd thumb stick out.
Yeah, it's usually on Sundays Sundays and Wednesdays, the last game of the series, usually when they play those random days so that they can travel afterward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you want to run it down like normal, or are we just gonna rage here? Okay, so we're gonna scrap the agenda. Look, Rick A says scrap the agenda. I want to talk about the goal that was scored against us.
Okay.
Do you think it's Yannick Bright's fault? Now, the reason I ask you this is because he did let Espinosa get by him. Yes, the knee-jerk reaction is it's Yannick Bright's fault, right? Now, if you watch that play back, and I'm not going to sit here and defend Bright because he could have placed his body in a better position to stop Espinosa. But the defending was done phenomenally on that whole play. After Espinosa crossed it in the middle, you had Mikhail approaching Espinosa. You had Lujan that came from nowhere, sliding tackle, deflected it. Ball took a weird bounce, right? A weird spin, almost went into the goal. Dane St. Clair punched it out as best as he could because he had 5 Inter
he
Miami
had
players
guys
around
falling
him.
into him. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, at that point, it's literally just a disaster. 2 feet from the goal. So right there at some point, Espinosa is just going to volley it right into the back of the net.
Look at Uncle Mad saying that this is his championship. Shout out to Uncle Mad.
Look at now we're gonna have Nashville people just coming on here and just sprinkle it on, guys. You guys, I'm proud of you guys because you guys finished us off at Dry Pink Stadium.
Absolutely. Hey, you guys earned a draw. Congratulations.
Yes.
You worked hard for that draw. Second cup for it. Yeah. Look, I am without a doubt. I don't doubt that that Nashville fans right now are celebrating like they won because I don't think anybody had them beating Miami. So go ahead and enjoy it for sure.
I don't know about a horrible game, LaRue. He didn't have a horrible game, but for sure
Bryce had
he
a pretty
was
good game.
Yeah, for sure he was.
If that goal doesn't go in and Miami wins 1-0 and everything else outside of that 5 seconds where they scrambled and he fell into the goal and they score, if those 5 seconds don't happen and the game ends 1-0, I am 100% sure that everybody's like, wow, Miami played great defense. Bright, Noah Allen, Lujan, Mikhail, everybody played good defense. Those 5 seconds, which obviously in football, all it takes is 1 goal, right? It's the difference. But overall, like, how many shots did they have? 2. I haven't even looked at the stats because I got it right out of class. Once I got out of class, I went straight to it.
So Nashville had 3 shots and 1 shot on target. That's terrible.
The defense played well.
Yeah.
The defense played well. For everybody that's saying the defense played well.
Shout out to
I'm
CJC.
sure Sam Surge was probably frustrated because Sam Surge wasn't even getting on the ball.
With a $5 super slam here, says, explain Mash's offensive philosophy this season to me like I'm 12. I just don't understand.
His game plan is to build up the wings and play it centrally to whether it be Messi lurking on the top of the box or Berterame in the middle of the box. The problem is that he's going with that philosophy with Allende down the right flank and with Noah Allen down the left flank. Now, it started looking like it might work with Region today, but it looks like that's what he's going for because we're constantly saying don't play it up the middle because teams are playing their compact defense. They're forcing us wide.
Yeah.
And we don't have wide players to create. I thought Rodrigo De Paul was doing a good job with some good balls into the final third. And then Messi's dropping into the midfield to pick up the ball and help. Like, it's just a mess, man.
I think Cuban Rick has a good point here. Says game was ugly and boring game. I don't understand how we settled. We're not a good team settling. Like, if you look at the whole first half, we scored and then we played keep away ball, which I was terrified when Dane St. Clair would have the ball taken back to him. And like at some point, you kind of expected Nashville to find a way to create turnovers and turn it around on us. No?
Like I said, from what I was watching, again, that was the corner of my eye, and I hate that I keep saying it, but I'm just being honest. Out of the corner of my eye, what it looked like is like they were inviting Nashville to kind of press up a little bit because they felt like, one, we're gonna have a hard time breaking you down, especially without Region, and 2, we don't need to. Like, I don't mind kicking the ball around and playing it safe, holding possession, and then kind of sucking you in so we could try to play that vertical ball over the top.
But they're not dumb. They're not dumb. They're expecting that. They know that we're moving the ball to do that. But at the same time, you have legitimately, you still had Allende in the game at a point where his services were not needed. And then more so at the end of the game, when Mascherano makes the substitutions, why he's not bringing on someone else instead of, taking out Allende and bringing on somebody else that can be able to impact offensively.
Shout out to anybody that's a member. If you're not a member already, go ahead and join us. I was going to put a clip of our show earlier today.
Oh, yeah, I saw it.
And I sent it to you. And I forgot to put it up, man, with my class and stuff. I just never have time to do anything. But during our show yesterday, where we're driving to work and we have La Ventanita, we do it in the mornings for our members only. We started talking about the game. And I said, if there's 15 to 20 minutes left and the score is 1-1, you need to bring on Luis Suarez. You need to bring on Luis Suarez, Silvetti, Segovia, and Messi and have those four play up top. And they did. And when they brought this on, I was like, this is the best chance
Segovia
we got.
was on the bench.
Segovia, they took out Segovia.
Yeah.
And I believe they keep in Allende or Berterame?
No, they kept both of them in. They stayed. Played the whole 90.
And in that clip, I said, Berterame and Allende, in that scenario, they're both useless. What you need is Messi, Segovia, Suarez, and Silvetti. Those four need to be your main attacking players. Yes, and Suarez really, yes, absolutely Suarez. Suarez can create. And they didn't do it. And they kept on Berterame, which is completely pointless. When somebody's playing a low block against you, Berterame isn't going to do anything. And Allende even less.
Shout out to Thuck PC2D for the $10 super duper slam.
Shout out to Thuck.
Says the 3 years in CCC Miami were a masterclass in wasted potential. All build up, no payoff. Simply fold under the pressure when expectations got real.
Let's see, we got Monterrey 2 years ago where we felt like without Messi, that first game, we should have won. We were winning 1-0. David Ruiz gets that red card. We end up losing the game, and then we lose the series. And then last year, Vancouver, we just got mollywopped. We got our get back, right, in the MLS Cup final, but still.
Yeah.
We got eliminated by them in the semifinal. We were right there. We thought we were making it to the final. And this year was much worse than the first two. Much worse. Because at least Monterrey, you're playing against a top team, Monterrey. You're playing without Messi for the first leg. You have that red card where you're kind of like, well, that's probably why we lost the first one. Like, I mean, and then to be clear, everybody loves talking about, oh, Miami owns Nashville. Miami owns Nashville. We played them 14 times now. And in the last 14, we've only lost one. But the other 13 haven't all been wins. There's a lot of draws that have been sprinkled in there. Like Nashville, man, maybe Miami has a better roster than Nashville, but Nashville isn't a pushover. They hold us to draws a lot. There's a lot of draws sprinkled in there. And guess what? They just drew with us twice, and it was enough.
But is it also sad? And shout out to Sucks01. 199 Super Slam. It gets more painful to watch with every game. Help. Mm-hmm. And on top of that, Danny, we made 4 substitutions when we could have made a 5th. Ian Frey sat on the bench. Could have been an impact player in this game.
No. I mean, I don't think he would have made a difference. Mura,
I mean, at this point, if you're trying to throw everybody up, you might as well throw everybody up that can do the job right.
Nah, I don't. I wouldn't. When I'm thinking of chasing the game, I'm not thinking Ian Frey is my guy. I'm thinking Segovia, Suarez, Silvetti, and Messi. Those are my 4 best creators. I need those 4 guys on together.
Now, Silvetti ended up coming on later for Segovia.
Do you really think Bray had a bad? I don't think Bray had a bad game.
No, I don't think he had a bad game. No, he actually had a couple steals. He progressed the ball. If you look at the stats, I think he made like 3 really good offensive like passes that were in transition to attack. Aside from stealing the ball, being aggressive with Hani Mukhtar, making him very uncomfortable. It was like he was man marking him.
Noah Allen did a great job against Hani Mukhtar also.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Now, like I was mentioning earlier, because the first substitution was Regilon when he got injured. That was in the 41st minute. But later on, there's no bright biasness, guys.
There's a reason why he's been starting all year. Like Bright's been playing well. What are you guys talking about?
Matteo Silvetti ended up coming in for Segovia in the 62nd minute. Did you think that Segovia was playing that poorly that he couldn't have come on for Allende? We're talking about a game where you need the compactness in the game, where things are getting real tight. And having Allende on the pitch isn't going to help us in a tight game like that.
I think he pulled the trigger too quickly on Segovia. If I was him, I would have pulled Allende for Silvetti. Now, at that point, we were winning. And Silvetti probably gives you better legs to get back and defend. Even though Segovia was putting in his work.
He got a steal in the first 15, 20 minutes.
Right. So he was putting in his work also, but I get it, right? Segovia tends to look like he might be a little tired halfway through the game. So maybe you don't count on him defensively. So I look at that as a defensive substitution. Silvetti can give you a lot in the attack, right? Like Segovia, but he could also give you a lot of help defensively. And I think that's why you did it, because I think if you are tied 1-1 and you know that you got to, Nashville is now going to defend, I think that you keep Segovia on, because Segovia can give you what Luis Suarez does. And again, and he can help create with that Lincoln play at the top of the box, because they're going to congest that box, and it's going to be difficult to break down.
Jack Hart is saying Bright only started because of Mosh. Any other coach would not have started him. Jack Hart, I know that I've seen you in this chat for years. So don't act like a new guy. But for those of you that are new, Mascherano has purposely started other center midfielders or center defensive midfielders in place of Bright.
Redondo.
Yeah. And Bright has always come back to steal his job back. So let's not be rookies here either. He's starting because he earned the spot, and Ayala hasn't taken the spot from him.
This is the problem, Germs, and this is why I thought it was silly to kind of blow our load on the DP early. We found a good formation to play. Messi with the false 9. With the Messi with the false 9, then you had Allende and Silvetti out on the wings. I thought that was great. I was like, we found it. It's working. Let's go with it. And then they put 17 million to Berterame, and all of a sudden, then you got Berterame for the next year or two.
I wish that there was something that we could say that would make the chat feel better, but honestly, this is what Inter Miami pursued from the beginning of the season. This is what Inter Miami invested in the beginning of the season. And our investment is blown now.
It's not that I didn't want Berterame, because if you would have told me you would have gotten him for like a TAM deal, I wouldn't have given a crap, because I didn't know him. Like I'm not gonna lie to you and tell you that I know about Monterrey or Liga MX players. I don't even watch that league. Now, if you tell me that you're gonna put a DP into a Liga MX player, okay, maybe. But I wasn't a fan of. I wasn't a fan that we were spending our DP on this guy. I was like, who is this guy? And then everybody's like, well, no, he's great. He's great. He scores a lot of goals in Liga MX. What does that mean? He looks great right now.
And Tyler's saying you'd be so much more dangerous with Messi playing as the false 9.
We did during the playoffs, and look at how we did.
Danny, the chat wants a poll.
That right there.
Great comment, Rick A. They should have sent him a money order. 17 mil. Just come back.
We could have gotten Lewandowski after the World Cup. Lewandowski scored 2 goals today, I'm saying. And that's what I was saying. Look, after the World Cup, because nobody wants to come right now to the MLS, because they want to make sure that they're on the World Cup roster for their countries. Well, after the World Cup, all bets are off. Everybody's ready to come. If they're in their early 30s or 33, they're like, F it, that's it. World Cup's done. I got another 4 years. I might not even play in that one. Let's go. I'm telling you, there's going to be a handful of big names that come to the MLS, and we're going to miss out on all of them unless they somehow buy off Berterame or loan them out, which, I mean, I know Inter Miami gets very creative with their stuff. I don't know if that's even a possibility, but I think we're stuck with that scrub.
I think we need to make a line-breaking run into a poll.
No,
LaRue wants a bright poll. No, no
my God.
polls.
Everybody wants to overreact on the polls. I bet you they're going to ask for a Mascherano out one also.
They
so
do
that everybody
want.
can
Yes,
say
they
out.
do
Let's
want.
see.
They want a Mascherano out poll. They want a bright poll, and they want a Berterame poll. And I think we need to give it to the people.
Berterame. All right.
Let's go bright poll, right? That's what Blueface is saying. But then Sucks is saying fuck the polls. I mean, there's a Mascherano request poll. The Batter Polls podcast brought to you in part by Mr. Krabs.
Chris loves polls. Once Chris realized we could do polls, he wants to poll everything.
I would love to poll. Are you kidding me? Polls are like one of the best things to do.
Yeah, but when it's like a legit poll, not when like everybody's like, "Oh, let's talk about Bright just so we can vote against him." Like it's not like Bright didn't have a bad game. Why am I even gonna give that time? Mascherano out. Okay, I get it. Everybody's upset right now, so everybody's gonna say Mascherano out. Like these polls don't really. What are we doing?
Listen, you give us a nice poll, and we'll have a blast here, baby.
Well, what am I saying? Bright what?
Bright. Yes or no? Just that. Bright.
What does that even mean?
Just yes. What do you mean? That's what it means.
All right.
Bright. Yes or no?
All right. The poll's up.
Obviously, there's going to be questions about Bright. There's going to be questions about Berterame.
All right. Well, I guess let's run through the roster. Let's start from the back. St. Clair.
Okay.
Did you think St. Clair had a bad game?
No, I didn't think he had a bad game. I think his ball handling is still questionable, but
he was under pressure a couple times, but he didn't make a mistake. And there was that goal that they scored. I think he would have caught it, but he had Bright and Mikael basically bum rushing him.
Towers.
So he went ahead not voting the childish polls.
Yeah, no, Soccer Daddy is above all of this nonsense. Not voting this childish polls behavior. How dare you?
All right. So I'm going to end the poll, and the poll is 50-50.
Yeah, I had a feeling that more people would be intelligent and not vote that.
Well, look, I thought Bright had a good game. He had a bad moment, and if you want to crucify him for a bad moment, that's fine. But I think I thought he played well. What's the next silly poll you want me to do?
Berterame. Yes or no? I mean, that's going to be rational, right? Yeah, that's going to be as rational of a poll that you're getting.
I'm going to jump on and vote on that one. All right. So St. Clair, I think he played okay.
You said that you thought he was good.
Mm-hmm.
So back four, did she just sneak behind me? So back four, we have Facundo Mura, Lujan, Mikael, and Regilon.
I thought Region is what we've been missing in the attack. But when we signed him, we all knew that he was injury prone. We all said, like, why is this guy coming at this age? Because he's always injured. And Miami loves those cheap investments because they're like, well, it's we don't spend a lot of money and we'll roll the dice, but it never works out. Facundo Farias didn't work out. Region doesn't work out. I'm sure I'm missing some that they're injury prone and they get here and they get injured. We had like two center backs 2 years ago, I want to say, back to back that we got them, and each one was injury prone and each one went down a couple games since them being here. Like, we got to stop doing that nonsense.
So let's go through the back line. Regilon, do you think he played well?
Yeah.
I thought he played very well. I think he played very good defensively too. And he progressed the ball up. And he's the one that sort of, I love that link-up play that he had with Messi. It was very Alba-esque, where he did like
when Messi scored that goal, did you not see him like pointing like, yes, this is what I've been missing?
That's what I need. Yes, because he saw that sort of, low driven pass to the top of the box, which was exactly what Alba would do. It wasn't perfect. Messi took it, went a little bit further left, and then he just blasted it. Now,
when he scored that goal, what were you thinking?
Oh, I thought that this was it. We found it. Or we're finding it. We're finding it.
68% said no on Berterame. 32% said yes.
That seems like it's fairly accurate.
Generous.
Yeah. Now,
All right.
Mikhail and Lujan, I actually think Lujan played better this game than Mikhail did.
Lujan had a good game. There was a moment there where they broke the press and he had space in front of him. And instead of going ahead and just passing the ball to Rodrigo de Paul or Segovia or whoever was in at the time, he just dribbled into space. He's like, you're going to give me this space? I'll take this space.
Yeah.
And he dribbled it until he sucked a couple defenders in, and then he passed the ball off. And I was like, okay, Lujan, all right. I like what I'm seeing. I thought he had a good game.
In the last 2 games, Lujan has been pretty good. Very impressive. Are we going to do a mash out? Yes or no?
All right, we'll do it. Even though
we'll do mash out, yes or no? Now,
mash out, question mark. Yes or no?
Now, Facundo Mura, I didn't think anything too positive or negative. I thought he was okay.
Why do the defenders always pass back? Because usually when they have the ball, they're playing that high line. And I'm sure that Mascherano has talked to them about playing the safe ball. Because they don't need to play, especially in a game like today, they don't need to take any chances. If it's not a safe ball, they can't take the chance of turning the ball over and getting caught on the counter. So Noah Allen, Lujan, Mikhail, instead of taking any chances, they are told to play the safe ball. I'm assuming, I don't know. I'm assuming that that's why. And they're told to play the safe ball because at that moment you have the lead. There's no reason to take any chances on getting countered.
First of all, the fact that Andy Crims is here, he's just like sitting in alleyways waiting for
how
us
long
to
has he
walk
been waiting
by.
for us to lose?
Listen, he just sits in the alleyway with all of his loser friends. Just picture this. So you got him sitting in an alleyway with all of his purple loser friends, and he's waiting for one of the Inter Miami people to walk by with a bottle of scotch, like hammered, so that way he can make fun of them while he's just sitting there like a loser anyway. Soccer Daddy has a good comment here.
He's been waiting for us to lose. This team plays 4 preseason games and 3 MLS games. There's still no chemistry. Ask them how many more games they need.
That's a good question. How many more games do we need, Danny?
Okay. Well, if I'm taking my Inter Miami hat off, Berterame didn't train with them in preseason, right? He only played a couple minutes in those 2 preseason games, but he didn't get to train with them. Yeah. Allende also missed all of training camp and all preseason. Silbetti was for some reason playing the right side on the pitch. He was playing on the right winger position.
Yeah.
Region missed everything. St. Clair is adjusting to a new position. I think that they do need some time to gel. It's just that, unfortunately, you're not given that time with the CCC starting right at the beginning of the season.
Reaper's asking for an Andy Crims poll. Is he a bum? Yes or no?
No. We don't need to give Andy Crims a poll. I'm going to stop this poll. Let's see. Mascherano 70% out.
Wow. So, yeah, in the midfield, Rodrigo de Paul and Yannick Bright. So let's talk about them, I guess, individually, no?
I thought Yannick Bright had a good defensive game. And Rodrigo de Paul wasn't great, but I thought that he played a couple good balls in the final third. I thought he was active.
I thought that Rodrigo de Paul was good progressing the ball. I thought that he also was pretty decent defensively. He almost turned it over, by the way, a couple times. And one time towards the end, a little bit after they scored on us. And RDP, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't feel comfortable with the way that he's been playing. He's also a heavily invested player as well. A DP that costs us 17 mil.
Yeah. And he hasn't played like he's worth that money.
No way.
But because he hasn't played to that level, doesn't mean he's played horrendous. He's just played like a regular guy. Like that's it.
But
Like,
he's not a guy.
I know, but that's the thing. He's played like a regular guy. Berterame, on the other hand, hasn't done shit. So I think that's why he's catching all the strays.
We got
They're
a
not even
super
strays.
slam.
They're headshots.
We got a super slam here from baby Erico. Moss needs to sign Alba for 17 mil. Yeah.
That would have been great.
Listen, I would have given him both RDP and Berterame's contract. 34 million. Just give it all to him. Shout out to Rick A with a super duper golden slam. $9.99 golden super slam. I asked ChatGPT, and apparently we can either loan out Berterame or buy him out. Him being a DP requires a loan to a non-MLS team with an international team absorbing all his salary. Only way it works.
Yeah.
Rick A's cooking.
Absolutely. Shout out to Rick A for confirming that. That's what I alluded to earlier in the show, which I wasn't sure of, but I figured that would be the only way. But nobody's gonna do that. Nobody's gonna sign that guy.
Oh my goodness, this is perfect. Miss Spider Pig is saying, Mr. Spider Pig saying, at least we didn't throw away 15 mil on Regilon. Whoa, whoa.
Did we?
No, he's saying at least we didn't because he didn't cost 15 million. Yeah,
I don't know what his buyout fee was. I don't remember.
And Mike V saying Regilon is more injury prone than Rick A drinking Four Loko. Four Loko is a beast.
Kid Brown saying too soon to buy him out. Yeah, absolutely. And there's a good chance that he ends up finally playing well. There's a good chance. But the reason that they hurried up the stupid DP signing was for this tournament. That's it. And even if they come out and say that it's not the fact, that's bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. The only reason that you used up that third DP spot on a random ass striker from fucking Monterrey, who the fuck watches Liga MX? Who the fuck cares what they do over there? Those guys, Carlos Vela is the only Mexican in the MLS that I remember doing anything of substance. Like top tier. Top tier. Name me another Mexican that has come here and completely like MVP status.
Wasn't like, well, I don't know about MVP status, but wasn't.
I'm talking about MVP status. I'm talking $17 million status.
Wasn't Ache like a guy? Like he was a guy.
He's not a $17 million guy.
I know he's not a $17 million guy, but he was a guy.
He was a guy. And Liga MX, I'm sure, has great players, but they don't have DP players. At least not Berterame is not one. I'm sure maybe they do have some, but they're not coming to the MLS. They're not selling them to us. If they're selling us this guy, he's not worth that crap.
Well, I mean, Chicharito. Oh, Mike V brought up Chicharito.
Oh my God,
Chicharito. He got a fat contract with LA Galaxy, though, Papa. I mean, Pizarro went back to Liga MX. Emerson too. Maybe. So I thought Rodrigo De Paul and Yannick Bright played pretty well defensively. And I think offensively he was okay. And I think he was late on the covering of Espinosa. And that's what everybody's going to remember.
That is what everybody's going to remember.
Yeah. But then let's get to the front four. Or the three above them. You got Allende and Messi and Segovia. And then Berterame.
As soon as I saw that starting lineup and I saw that Allende was starting, I could not believe it.
Yeah.
I don't tweet very much. I don't. But I felt the need to tweet it. This is ridiculous. Why on earth would you put on this one-trick pony to play against a team that will be defending often? They're not going to give you space into running behind. Like, he's not going to get that, and he can't do anything on the ball. There was one play where he got it top right of the box, passed it back. Didn't attempt to take anybody on one-on-one. Didn't attempt to hold the ball to see if anybody makes a diagonal
what a great
run.
pass.
No. What does he do? I don't know what to do with this. Let me pass it back. That guy is such
garbage.
No.
I mean, Keyshawn,
Legend. He's a legend. That's the best
he-
part. He's a legend.
you know what it is that he is literally in legendary MLS status. When they go to the playoffs every year from now until 40, 50 years from now, they're going to bring up a highlight package of Allende. Can you believe that? They're going to be like, hey, there's going to be a producer back there and be like, hey, don't forget the Allende package. Bring it up. Bring it up. He's a legend. That's what we got. His name should be Leyenda.
Yeah, no, look, Allende, we said it. Everybody was really hyped about his playoff performance. Chris and I both have been saying it all off season. I don't believe it. I saw 50 some odd games last year. He was getting 6 of them. He was getting 6 of them, the last 6. So granted, if he does it again in the next 6 in November and December, yeah, maybe people will get happy again. But for the bulk of the season, you know what you're going to get. You know what you're going to get with this guy.
For sure, he's going to have a Netflix documentary done on him. And the rule, you're saying Allende over Mukhtar? Mukhtar's a goal this year, if not a couple goals.
What do you think of Messi?
Look, he scored a goal. He made some progressive passes. He was comfortable enough to go left. There was even a play later in the game, around like the 70, 80th minute, where I don't know if you remember me texting you, but he connected with Noah Allen in a very Alba-ish way. I was like, ooh, okay. So he played defense. He got a couple steals.
I was about to say, I thought Messi was going for it. I thought that this wasn't like last week where I said like I didn't like notice him. Like this week he was going for it. Like he knew what it was. He knew that they needed to win. I thought, no, did he have like an all-time game? No,
It wasn't a great
game.
game.
A bad game.
No.
I didn't think it was a bad game. It's just things got a lot more difficult in the second half, especially after Nashville scored. You saw that. That's it. They were like, all right, we're just going to defend now.
I think that he played okay. I think, unfortunately, and just a lot of Messi fans, they believe that, you know, Messi is the GOAT and everybody else sucks ass. But this was a game where Messi was let down by a couple people.
Yeah, but Berterame being the first one in the first couple minutes.
In the first 3 minutes. I mean, that's the next person we can go over. Berterame blew 2 chances. First one in the first 3 minutes. He could have iced his status right there.
And there was one where Allende was coming down the right side, and I guess he tried to chip the keeper or something instead of crossing it to Berterame. And Berterame might have been open for that one. Now, would he have converted? I don't know, but that was another opportunity. Like that duo, you know how there's dynamic duos? Like what's the best duo in the MLS? You know, you've heard that, right? What's the best duo in the MLS? Is it at one point Messi and Suarez? Or is it off the top of my head? I'm trying to think. Sebastian Berhalter and Brandon White. Is it Honey Mukhtar and Sam Surridge? You know, we got those. Do you know what our duo is up top? For everybody that loves to talk about what an illegal roster and how does Miami do it? How do they pull these off? Everybody's saying that this is the greatest roster they've ever seen. Like nobody has ever had a roster like this in the MLS. Boagna and Son, thank you. Shout out to that's right. I got it. Boagna and Son, another duo.
Allende.
We have Berterame and Allende. That is our duo.
Allende.
Like, that's embarrassing. How does Jorge Mas not realize this? How does he not look at this? And how are you not embarrassed that you're saying you're going to go for it? We won the championship and we're going to be even better. We're going to keep bringing better players. And what you do, what you willingly accept to do, what you put your pen to paper on to sign is this scrub Berterame from Liga MX, and also to bring back Allende. You watched him for a whole fucking year. You
saw
watched the
garbage.
crap that he gave us. I don't give a fuck what he did in the playoffs. Anybody on that right side would have given us what he gave us. You saw what he did for over 50 games last year, and you thought, I'm going to get him back, and he's going to be one of the keys to win the CCC. Look at you now. Look at the crap that you gave us, bringing Allende back. Oh, and then on Berterame. Genius. Who's the GM? Who's signing these players right now? I used to be able to yell at Chris Henderson, then the car salesman. I don't even know who the fuck is making these decisions. But whoever it is, you fucking suck.
And they need to clip that. They need to cut them out, get them out. And the worst part is like Allende had an 80% of a terrible season last season. Throw him at Dick's Sporting Goods, and then all of a sudden it's time to re-sign him.
Danny mentioned about how we got Allende and let go Baltasar. Baltasar Rodriguez was better than Allende. But Allende had the playoff run, and that's what anybody cared about. I am 100% sure if Allende doesn't have that run, if he only has like 3 goals instead of the 9 that he randomly came up on, we don't get that guy back. That guy was trash.
They need to. Inter Miami should have let some other team sign Allende for like 30, 40 million.
I remember I told you, I was like, dude, there's a rumor going around that Austin's going to get Allende. And all I saw in the comments was Austin fans going like, oh, please, can we finally get somebody good? Please. And I'm thinking to myself, they don't even know what they're asking for right now.
They don't know
They don't even realize. And I was like, but F it. Won't be our problem anymore. Ha.
There's so many people that love other teams in the MLS that thought that Allende was a gold mine.
Sucks is saying that Allende said that he lost his confidence. How much more confidence
every year it's
no, but he just came off of like a historic run. How much more confidence do you need?
But then last year he had the same thing. Reporters were asking him about his confidence. He self-willingly was speaking and saying, my confidence is low, but I'm working on it. All this other mumbo jumbo. You could tell that he was affected by that. So now we're going to go through the ebbs and flows again. Confidence is down. Now we got to just take a shit Allende.
I disagree with this. Allende is not better than Berterame. I refuse to no. You know what? Berterame, you look at his statistics, he did pretty good in Liga MX. You know what Allende did? You want to know what Allende did when he was playing? He played 1 minute, and in that 1 minute, he luckily got a goal. He played 1 game, 1 minute, and somehow got a goal. That was it. That was his contribution to, I forgot what team it was that he came from in Spain. That was his contribution. Come on now. Come on, let's be serious.
Disaster.
Let's be serious. Everybody talking about this is the greatest roster ever constructed. And we have Allende and Berterame up top. Let's be serious.
Are we going to
This is one of the most embarrassing rosters I've ever seen in my life. Embarrassing because so many people talk it up. Look how embarrassing it is. It's so embarrassing. You have 9 scoreless halves so far this year. Embarrassing.
That is. Mr. Krabs is saying, why are we comparing 2 mid players? Because we're just loaded with mids, Mr. Krabs. And Sean Callahan, paying attention here, says, you guys said it too.
And then we got crap for it. Well, it's clickbait. It's clickbait because you know we're about to win everything. You guys are just fucking making shows. And you just want people to click on it. Fuck you. No.
We never do
We saw
that.
this crap coming. How could you not look at Allende, what he did for over 50 games, and not be like, damn, do we really want that guy back?
Oh, my gosh. Group is saying Allende is horrible, but he's still a god compared to Berterame.
No, I'd take Berterame over Allende. I'm so sick of watching. I had to put up that crap for a full year, and you bring him back.
What'd you think of Segovia?
I didn't think it was bad.
I think playing him at the left wing is a brutal idea.
I didn't think that he was playing out that wide. I thought that, like I said, Region got that left side. And I think that gave Segovia a chance to kind of play in the center of the pitch. Like, he didn't have a great game, but I think he had a bad game. I thought everybody was having a pretty good game. And I thought if this game ends 1-0, everybody's going to be like, you know what? Not the greatest games, but you scored that goal, and at that point, you were kind of just playing it safe. And we
Well,
got out with
not
the
every-
win, and that's where I thought this was headed.
Not everybody had a good game because I don't think Allende had a good game. And then the next player, Berterame, thought he had a shit game.
Yeah. Look,
And you know what's funny is that the broadcast team mentioned at some point, they're like, oh, yeah, you want to talk about his hustle, but this guy's a DP contract for 17 million. At some point, you got to do a little bit more than just hustle. Like they even said it. Yeah, when they were talking about Berterame.
Right. Because after, was it the Orlando game that we were saying it, or the Washington game? One of those two games, we're like, it's been 2-3 games, hasn't looked great, but hey, at least his work rate is right. Like, because, you know, Luis Suarez has a couple bad games, but he's not really giving you anything else with his legs. At least this guy is like, while he gets going, he's giving you stuff with his legs. We're 6 games in. And again, maybe he'll figure this shit out, but too little, too late. Because I'm judging him unfairly, and I'll admit it. I'm judging him unfairly because I was so upset that we wasted a DP on him for the CCC. And guess what? We are eliminated. So you go IMCF, Inter Miami, go ahead and unsend that stupid ass email you gave because you're like, oh, you know what? You're gonna get opted into the CCC.
Oh yeah, fuck you and your opted in.
Yeah, go ahead. You're gonna opt in because we're gonna make it all the way to the final. And this is the pricing for all the games coming up. Yeah, guess what? You forgot that we have Allende on this team. You forgot that he starts over Segovia. over Silvetti. You forget that we have Berterame, which, like I told you, and again, if you're watching La Ventanita for those members, I told you, in this type of game where Nashville's probably going to play defensive, you probably want somebody like Luis Suarez over Berterame. Because Berterame and Allende serve no purpose. Which, by the way, Nashville didn't even start that defensive. They were actually going after the game to start the game, and that's why Berterame had that chance at first. And he blew it. Like a scrub.
There's this comment I want to read. I almost had a seizure reading it, but I kind of get it. Manny says Berte is the Allende of Chicharitos. At first, I was having a hard time putting that together, but then after reading it a couple times, it's like, that's a good one. Oh my gosh, they're raging right now.
I know.
The owners are raging, Messi Miami.
Jorge Mas talking about playing Libertadores. But then they get eliminated by Nashville.
That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing.
If you're a Nashville fan and you're watching this, hey, props to you. You can celebrate. You can talk all the shit you want. You can insult us in the comments. I don't care. Good for you. You deserve it. But Nashville is nothing compared to the competition they would see in Copa Libertadores. I don't even think Nashville is as good as Miami. They're just good enough to kind of just ink out or grind out a draw, which is all you need, right? So if you're playing the game and the way the game's set out, hey, all we need is a draw and we can move on. And they did that. I don't think they're better than Miami, but fuck it, but they moved on. But don't even think about Copa Libertadores. We can't even beat Nashville.
Oof. This is facts right here, Sean.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, this is bad. We got beat by a coach named BJ. How many BJs are being made right now? No, but the name BJ, like they don't make BJs anymore, right?
Well, I'm pretty sure he's probably not called BJ. He probably has like Benjamin Johnson or some crap.
No, but it can't be Benjamin Johnson Callahan. It can't be that. There's no way that's his name. There's no way that's his name. I'm talking about like giving nicknames like BJ and PJ and CJ. And Mike V saying Jorge Mas is the reason this team is a clown car. Jorge Mas set up
Brian Joseph. Brian Joseph Callahan.
Jorge Mas set us up in this situation. He built it up so that way this tournament is the pinnacle, the one thing that we need. And we're going to take all of our money and we're going to say, Berterame, get us through.
And it's bad fault, right? We're the content creators here, right? We should be in tune with who the GM is because we should be able to yell at somebody. But I'm not sure. If anybody in the chat knows, please let me know because I'm curious to see who's making these moves. Who's signing these players?
So I just Googled who is the GM of Inter Miami CF, and it gave me a picture of Mascherano. But then it says, as of late 2024, Raul Sanllehi.
No, he's not here anymore.
And then Xavier Asensi is the chief business officer. I remember Franco sent me a picture of who it is, but it wasn't that guy. Sporting director is Guillermo Hoyos. It's not him. That's hold on.
Whoever scouted Berterame and thought, F the
This
summer.
guy's a good idea.
I know that after the World Cup, there's a chance that we might get somebody else. But you know what? Jorge Mas, you said the CCC is the priority, and I am going to make sure we win it. I am going to get one of the better Liga MX players. I'm going to bring him here, and the chemistry between him and Messi is going to be like nothing you've ever seen. I can't see it.
Is it that guy?
I don't know. I don't know if that's him.
It's Messi's uncle.
Oh, is that the guy that's his godfather?
Probably.
I gotta stop scouting in Mexico.
So, I mean, other than that, I think we went over the whole starting lineup. What a mess, huh?
Yeah. So before we get out of here, tomorrow we're gonna have Las Garzas at 9:00. So if you want to hear us ranting in Spanish, we make sure you join us for that. But for a preview, we do have one of our Garzas on here to tell us what they think in English before we go ahead in Spanish tomorrow. So without further ado, Mr. Daniel Solana, how are you doing, sir?
Doing all right, man. At least I'm in Uruguay, right? I don't have my microphone. I apologize, so I might sound a little off. But, man, I watched the game. I did a parrillada. I had 20 people over here. We were, yelling for Inter Miami. When they scored that first goal, I thought it was going to be an absolute run over. And then we saw a lot of what we saw the first few games of the season. The team dropping back, the team not doing anything. Reguilón gets injured yet again. Guy's made of absolute glass. He reminds me of Mike Miller from the Miami Heat. I mean, the guy is just an absolute crystal. And then the rest is history, right? Unfortunately, these guys, and I got my son here, of course. He was watching the game with me. But, yeah, man, these guys, unfortunately, like you said, Danny, this is on Jorge Mas. This is partially on Jorge Mas because he put the expectations of all these Inter Miami fans at a certain level. And unfortunately, the team didn't live up to it. And that's what happens, man. And unfortunately, I mean, it sucks.
Yeah, it was like, look, I wasn't a fan when he said it, even though everybody in the comments would be like, no, we love it. That's the way it has to be. I thought that it was short, more than anything, because it's so early in the season. Like, it's too early in the season to put that many eggs in that basket because you don't have enough time to build the chemistry. Like, look, you still have players that are coming, and I get it, right? The 5-6 games, Nashville hasn't played many games either, so it's not an excuse. But still, to put that much eggs in that basket, I thought was short-sighted. I like the mentality, but don't announce it like that. It was silly. And look, now everybody's going to be pointing at that. Now everybody's going to be talking about, oh, that was the goal. He said it. That's the goal.
And everybody knew it too. Yep.
So, and that whole Copa Libertadores thing out the window because look, after you can't beat Nashville, don't even talk about Copa Libertadores.
Yeah,
I can't wait to rant tomorrow in Spanish. So I hope everybody who's on the English show joins tomorrow for a little bit of garzas and joins us, unfortunately, in the sorrow because, like you guys said, I mean, this is really unfortunate. All the eggs were in this basket to win the CONCACAF Champions League, and that dream, unfortunately, is now over. The freedom for that dream is now over. And now you're putting all your eggs in the basket of winning the MLS Cup so that you can get into the CONCACAF Champions League for next year. Because, again, that's the tournament that you want to win. So 9 o'clock, right? 9 o'clock?
That'll be 9 o'clock tomorrow night. So make sure that you jump on Las Garzas tomorrow at 9 o'clock. I'm sure that Xavier will also be on there also. And then Solana. And then you could talk about Luis Suarez. Because, look, I thought Luis Suarez, for today's game, for what I expected Nashville to do, I thought Luis Suarez was the guy because a team that's coming out to play defensively, even though they started aggressively at first, but a team that's going to defend a lot, I feel like Luis Suarez is that guy to break down because Berterame is a poacher. He's just not going to give you anything but finishing, and he can't even do that right now.
No, well, dude, I wrote an article on Inter Miami Hub's website over the week talking about Suarez and his lack of playing time. And I put something in there that I thought maybe Mascherano should take into account. I think it's possible that Berterame and Suarez can play together. If you take out Allende from the starting lineup, you insert Suarez, you get another playmaker in there to help Messi out when he's the only one that's doing all the playmaking. A lot of the times you would see Bright get the ball, give it to DePaul back to Bright, back to DePaul, and then they're trying to look for the holes in the defense to get it to Messi, and he can't, they can't get it, unfortunately, to him. So you need to insert another playmaker into the starting lineup or into the game to help Messi out in those types of situations. And then talking about Bright, I mean, his positioning in the goal, and I apologize, everybody's saying goodbye to me because we're leaving, everybody's leaving from the asado. But, sí, estamos acá en vivo. Sí. There you go, live from Uruguay. But, I mean, I thought Bright was awful today. His positioning in the goal was absolutely terrible. Dane Sinclair, the way he came out and punched the ball was extremely weak. I mean, I could just continue to go on, but I'm gonna wait for
He got speared by two guys, his players. He punched it out of self defense because he had nothing else to do with it. If he would have tried to catch it, he would have fallen into the goal with it. I don't know. I don't agree with that. The positioning for the Bright goal, I would say, okay, I agree with that. But I thought outside of that, he had some good moments also. But we'll argue about that tomorrow.
I think he's unfortunately, he's one of the players that has costed us the most this season. He's just not good offensively, Danny. He doesn't know how to put two and three passes together. Yeah, it's okay to play defensively, but you need to give Ayala some playing time. You need to see what he can give you, and hopefully he can give you a little bit more than what Bright is giving you, because right now, Bright is not the guy to play next to Rodrigo de Paul in this lineup.
I agree, but he doesn't play next to Rodrigo de Paul. He plays the single pivot, and it's Segovia that's playing next to Rodrigo de Paul as dueling eights. I like Bright as a lone pivot with Segovia and de Paul playing the eights. But all right, well, I appreciate you joining us from Uruguay. Enjoy yourself, and tomorrow night, Las Garzas.
Absolutely. We'll see you guys tomorrow, man. I appreciate it.
All right, man.
Later, Danny.
All right, Chris, do you want to play the foot mob game before we get out of here?
So no que penas, no player.
Oh, sure, we can do that. Go ahead. Stand up.
I'm gonna go with Lujan.
Oh, that's a good one because I thought he played a good game. Yes. Lujan. All right. Stand out. Noah Allen, when he came out, yes. The attack doesn't give you much, but I thought defensively he played well. I thought he stood up. I thought he played had a good couple balls won over Honey Mukhtar. I thought he played defensively. I Noah Allen came and did a good job. So I'll say him on the defensive end. Now, people are going to be like, well, once Region came out, then Noah Allen didn't give us what Region gave. Again, he's not that type of player.
He's not. Yeah.
He's not that kind of player. All right. Que pena.
Que pena. I'm going to go with Berterame.
Okay. I'll go Allende. My favorite.
Okay.
Good. We got to go back to see how many times he won that award last year.
Yeah. He is a perennial loser. And then the man of the match, other than Messi, is I don't want to give it to anybody. It's Messi. Messi gets the man of the match and man of the match other than Messi. His hologram gets it.
Isn't it crazy that you don't lose and then you get eliminated? I hate this away goal rule.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
It is. It really is. Like, just do look. And I was watching European club soccer before I was watching MLS, and I used to hate it over there. And I was so glad when they did away with it over there. I thought for sure that they once like, okay, they're not doing it over there. Maybe we should look into it. They're still doing it. I don't get it. I do not understand. And I've had this argument with Xavier plenty of times. Xavier Lavos, he's constantly telling me, no, I like it because they changed this. It's this dumb rule. Like, why should a goal, just because you're playing in a different stadium, why should that goal count more than another one? It makes no sense. I don't care. It's still a pitch. It's still 11 on 11. Like, it doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, but Danny, this is too good of a team to be able to play with the rule, the whole rule game. Stuck.
But even if we're not
is
talking about
saying
today, I've been annoyed by that rule forever. Period. It's a dumb rule.
best chemistry is still Taylor, Joseph, and Messi.
And least cup run, yeah.
I'm young
All right,
and
who's
I
the
have
lowest
no
rate-
idea what FWIW means.
For what it's worth.
Oh, okay.
I just came
That's
up with
good.
that right now. I'm pretty sure
Nice.
that
On
sounds
the
right, though.
fly
That sounds
for what
right.
It's worth. It's,
sounds
I
right.
think you landed that. I think you landed it majestically.
Highest rated player that didn't get a goal or an assist.
Okay, so that means we'd have to take away
Messi
and
and
Regilon. Okay, so I'm gonna go with the best player. I think I'm gonna go with Rodrigo De Paul.
Correct.
Nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
7.2. All right, and then the lowest rated player.
Oof. I mean, that's got to be Berterame.
No,
Oh, they gave it to Bright.
no,
Okay.
it's a tie.
Are any of those two at the bottom three? Berterame or Bright?
No,
Oh,
For the
wow.
bottom
Look
three?
at that, guys.
no, yeah, no. They're not
Yeah.
the bottom three.
Okay, so I'll go with Segovia.
Mm-mm.
So it's Allende.
Nope. It is Mikael and
Wow.
Lujan.
Wow.
I'm assuming it's because they both power drived St. Clair into the goal, and that's why they scored. Like that, I can't see any other reason. I thought, especially Lujan. This is Lujan. Today was probably the best game I've seen Lujan play since he's been a part of Inter Miami.
Shout out to Lujan.
Yeah,
If you watch, good job, buddy.
yeah, because
There's
we're always
no way
hating
he
on him. So
watches,
good for
right?
him. No, of course not.
Like, if there's anybody that watches the show, who do you think watches the show from the starting 11?
I don't know.
You
People
think
that
Messi
speak
watches
English.
the show?
Yeah, I'm sure Messi watches it. Of course, why
Imagine
not?
Messi's like, I gotta catch it. Imagine he's watching live right now. Imagine.
Yeah, that's not happening. All right. Well, I think we went over the hour. I was trying not to rant. I think I might have dipped my toe in a little bit rant here and there, but I behaved. I behaved for the most part. Any final words there, Chris?
Claudio saying this season became a fuckhead. Very accurate.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, they all watched it. Shout out to Sean. They all watched the show. Yes. With Mascherano on their
You know who
tablet.
I do think watches the show? I think people in the front office might watch the show, and I think they might not like this because we don't get invited for nothing.
No, we don't
I see
get
people
invited
wanting to see the stadium. People getting invited to the press, like for everything. We don't get nothing.
Yeah. No, we don't
I
get
don't think they like it.
anything. You know who else watches the show? I hope Lawson Sutherland watches the show
He watches the show for sure.
because I wish he was here. I wish he was here. He was good in the center midfielder as a center midfielder. You guys got to look up the highlights, guys.
Are you guys taking a sabbatical after today? Oh, you must be new here. No, we'll be back tomorrow talking about NYCFC and that pointless game that I might not even watch, but we'll be talking about it.
Yeah. It's going to be
All right,
awful.
so make sure that you join us for that crap. You know what? Don't watch it. I don't even want to be a part of it. Don't even watch it. Like, we're going to do it, but don't even watch it. It's pointless.
This whole week is just going to be a disaster for podcasting.
Luckily, there's 2 weeks off after this weekend.
1 o'clock game. My whole midday
know
and
what?
Sunday is completely cooked.
Remember, after the NYCFC game, the next game is the home game.
Oh, yes. That I can't wait for.
Mm-hmm. So, all right. And I think this is the best comment of the night. Mr. Krabs said it best. We are battered herons for a reason. Hey,
Yep.
Without a doubt, that speaks to the name. If you're listening on audio, appreciate you listening to the end. Please give us 5 stars and a comment. If you're watching on YouTube, like and subscribe if you haven't already. And for those of you in the chat, we appreciate you hanging out with us for the last hour. You guys are awesome because even with the wins or the losses, we kind of go through it together, whether we're celebrating with Aguardiente or we are just here ranting. But we appreciate it. We appreciate everybody that voted on the polls. Again, we'll be back tomorrow night. So make sure you catch Las Gatas at 9 o'clock to get Solana with his bad bright takes, Xavier with his loving the stupid rule takes, and all that other stuff. So that's it. We're losing our first game. Jesus Christ, we're down bad. We're down bad. No, we can't lose that game.
Yes.
We'll have
That
a
would
proper
be a
1-1
disaster.
draw. We'll have a proper 1-1 draw.
Ooh, yuck.
Yeah. All right. So until the next one, have a good one.